I think I have to move on to the camera. This is like the smoothest segue I could go to there. It had that single 12.2 megapixel wide angle lens. And what's funny is I already said this 4 times now, the dual camera setup it had on the front, it's usually like reverse. Usually we have a single camera setup on the front and like a dual or triple camera setup on the back. This one had that single camera setup on the back, but I'll definitely tell you it's not a bad camera at all. This was one of the biggest assets for owning a, Google Pixel at that time. Even now, the camera, the lens itself may not have the most amount of lenses, but the software enhancements of what Google is able to do with the computation that they're able to get from a photo and making it, look so much better. It's just, there's no one else like it. I think Samsung makes really, really good lenses at the sake of, software. Google's the opposite. They may not have the best lens, but they know how to optimize their software extremely well to make those photos look so much better. And I think that is probably the number one asset of the Google Pixel 3 XL. It's the software enhancements beyond even just the, stock Android, all that. The software with the cameras are amazing. Now there is kind of a downside of it, only 4K at 30 on the back. You can do 1080p up to 120 frames if you really wanted to do it, but I think it's still okay for a lot of people. I just really wish they did have some sort of like 4K at 60 or something like that. But as I mentioned before, you do have that dual camera setup on the front, so that wide and ultra wide setup, so you can go ahead and kind of zoom out more in a photo and get more people in a selfie if you really wanted to, which was cool, but they never really added it back in, so I don't know why they did that. And again, on the front, only 1080p at 30 here as well. And again, another downside, it should have had maybe like at least like 1080p at 60 or at least 4K at 60 on the back. You know what I mean? I don't know why they didn't do it this year, but again, there's nothing we can do about it. But I'll probably tell you the camera setup is still actually a pretty strong asset of this device. I just wish it had, more capability, but I think the photos of this thing are still pretty good in this day and age. So in terms of camera setup, I'll probably say it's a thumbs up. Now moving